So California right now just had a new report put out that showing that their population fell by more than 182,000 people last year. The first yearly loss ever recorded for the nation's most populous state, a growth streak that dated to its founding in 1850 on the heels of the gold rush that prompted a flood of people to seek their fortune in the West. The first time in what we're looking at is almost 200 years that California is or has experienced some kind of a loss in population year over year. Now, a lot of the Democrats are going to try to cover for this. They've already made these kind of excuses and said, well, it's the declining birth rates. It's there's fewer immigrants and the COVID-19 pandemic. That's their excuse for all of this. Birth rates, I don't even understand how that makes any sense at all. And there's no way there's fewer immigrants because, I mean, we've almost got an open border at this point. There's got to be more immigration than ever before. You may not know how many of them, you may not have counted them, but they've got to be there. And the fact is that if you're looking at blaming COVID-19, blame the COVID-19 policies in California. Let's keep that in mind. Now, of course, these are stupid excuses. We know they're stupid. We know they don't make sense. And we know it declined because of these bad liberal policies. Number one, let's look at the fact that California is still mostly closed. There's a lot of stuff that's closed. The more liberal the cities, like Los Angeles, they're still very closed in a lot of ways. But let's look at California as a whole. High prices, high taxes. I mean, I saw a report this morning saying that the average home cost right now in California is $780,000, which is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous that people are still living there right now. It's absurd, to be honest with you. But here's how we really know that it's a failure or that these excuses don't make any sense. Because California is still America's most populated state, obviously. But once again, this news is from the 2020 census. And this also tracked other states as well. And what we saw is that California, because of their loss in population there, actually had to lose one seat in the U.S. House of Representatives following the reapportionment there. Now, this is dropping its delegation from 53 to 52 members, while states like Florida and Texas gained representatives. So California lost a representative, a seat in the House, and Florida and Texas gained one. How does this explains exactly why those excuses don't make sense? Because otherwise we would have seen something else change. We would have maybe seen Florida or Texas stay fairly stagnant or nothing else. But what we're clearly seeing is that these people are leaving California, coming to Florida, coming to Texas because of the bad liberal policies. That's what's happening. And now we have more seats in the House because of that. This is the problem with California as a whole and with any of these liberal states. The people that actually are smart enough to realize how dumb it is to be there at this point realize it and they're leaving. They get out of there as soon as they can. They don't want to be subject to these ridiculously high taxes and cost of living and the other lockdowns and whatnot. They don't want to have to deal with that stuff. So they're going to these more red states that make a lot more common sense policy decisions. The thing is, of course, as I've said and many other people have said, if you're coming from California, don't come to Florida and Texas voting the same way you did in California, because all you're going to do is just turn it right back into the state that you left and ruin it for everybody else. We've got a good thing going on here. If you're going to vote that way, stay somewhere else and you got what you voted for. Enjoy it, because that is what you wanted. That's what you've been asking for this entire time, and you're only reaping kind of or I guess getting the fruits of your own labor. That's what happens when you do that, when you vote Democrat.